Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday and you're tuned into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Isani Cayetano and here's what's making headlines today. Tragedy on the Southern Highway. Belize mourns the loss of two young siblings. Public Service Minister responds to joint union's rejection of GOB's 4% salary increase. Charges dropped against Dangria Teachers after union talks with the Commissioner of Police. And state of emergency ends in Belize City. What's next? These stories are coming up in just 1 minute.
I'm Brittany, one of the newest faces around here. My stories are heartfelt and bring a fresh perspective. On the job, there is no challenge too great. Flooded highways, raging fires, or asking tough questions. My determination and willingness to connect with people help to deliver stories that put you, our viewers, at the forefront of issues. My motto: accurate, timely, and relevant. I am News 5.
Welcome back. We begin this afternoon with the heartbreaking news out of southern Belize, where a tragic road traffic accident has claimed the lives of two young siblings and left the community in mourning. 21-year-old Sydney Montenegro and her younger brother, 20-year-old David Montenegro, were traveling along the Thomas Vincent Highway in a brown Wingle pickup truck, accompanied by 42-year-old Asuncion Tush, when tragedy struck. According to reports, David, who was behind the wheel, lost control of the vehicle, causing it to flip violently. The siblings were pronounced dead at the scene. Tush was rushed to the hospital and is currently receiving treatment. The loss has sent shockwaves through Belize's football community. Sydney Montenegro was a rising star, a gifted athlete set to represent Belize at the upcoming UNCAF tournament this July. Her dreams and her life cut tragically short. In a heartfelt statement, the Football Federation of Belize remembered Sydney as a beacon of joy and unity, saying, quote, "Sydney's presence was always marked by love, joy, and a radiant smile. She brought people together with her warm hugs and kind heart. Always at her side was her younger brother David, her greatest supporter and constant companion. A familiar face at every match, David embodied the kind of sibling bond that uplifts and inspires," end quote. On Friday, union leaders gathered for a marathon meeting at the Public Service Union headquarters here in Belize City. After hours of discussion, the message from senior public officers was loud and clear. They are not accepting the government's proposal for a 4% salary increase. The decision marks the latest chapter in the ongoing standoff between the unions and the Briceño administration, as both sides continue to clash over pay and working conditions. Earlier today, we caught up with Minister Henry Charles Usher to get his take on the situation.
We haven't gotten a formal response as yet, and I would prefer to see what their formal response is to us. But from what they said on Friday, they still might not agree to the increase that was offered to them, going from 3 to 4%. But I think what we have to look at, Isani, is the fact that of the 7 proposals or so, we have a majority, a vast majority, I think that's the only one that we don't have full agreement on. So we have found mutual ground on all of the other issues, and we also have mutual ground on the 8.5%. Government has never said that it was not it was a situation where they would not get 8.5%. It's just we want to know how we could, or how it can be properly implemented. The proposal is to do 4% starting October 1, 2025, and to look at the 4.5% in the other 2 fiscal years.
There's been a major development in the case involving 11 teachers in Dangriga. On Friday, BNTU President Nadia Callis announced that all charges against them have been dropped. As you may remember, the teachers were accused of disrupting traffic near the entrance of town during a protest on Wednesday morning. But it turns out a conversation between the union leader and the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Richard Rosado, helped turn things around. We caught up with Compol Rosado earlier today, and he explained what led to his decision to let the matter go.
I believe the meeting was productive, it was fruitful. We recognize that the plight that the teachers and the unions and the public officers are going through. But our discussion mainly centered about doing their protests within the context of the law and within the ensuring that we have an open dialogue moving forward. And the unions have committed to having an open dialogue. We also recognize that the situation in Dangriga, as highlighted by the union, was an anomaly in respect to all other demonstration across the country. For the most part, the unions have been peaceful in terms of doing their demonstration, and we welcome that, and we ask them to continue to dialogue with us.
So that was the consideration made when you decided to drop these charges?
Well, the union brought to us additional evidential material for us to consider in our deliberation to withdraw the charges.
The one-month state of emergency aimed at curbing gang violence in Belize City and nearby areas has officially come to an end. At one point, Police Commissioner Dr. Richard Rosado had floated the idea of extending it for up to 6 months. But after a key meeting last week with the Minister of Home Affairs and other top officials, that idea was taken off the table. We caught up with Minister Karim Musa at an event in Belize City over the weekend, and he shared more about why the SOE won't be extended for now.
We did have a meeting last week with the Eastern Division as well as the specialized unit in terms of a plan moving forward, a strategy moving forward. I'm pretty confident, pretty comfortable with the plan that was devised by the Commissioner and all the officers. And so you'll see some of the strategies playing out over the next coming weeks and months.
Why not extend the state of emergency?
We didn't feel it was necessary at this time. As you know, a month ago or a month and a half ago, there was that spike in crime. And based on the information that was coming out at that time, there was bound to be a lot of retaliation. Since the young men have been under the state of emergency, we have had mediation sessions, interventions. We have arrested in 2 of the cases, 2 of the murders. We have arrested the suspects in those cases. We have taken a lot of guns off of the streets. And so you could see where for that period we were able to quell the crime and to reduce the tensions in the streets. And so we're hoping that the mediation sessions that were carried out behind prison, that they are going to have great effect, and upon their return out to society, that there will not be that continuation of crime and violence.
That's a wrap for the news at noon. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit us on greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.
Veracidad, imparcialidad.
Hemos estado haciendo el trabajo como organización.
Y tus noticias en español.
Están en aguas beliceñas, entonces esta bandera se queda aquí.
Sintoniza Canal 5 cada viernes a las 7 de la noche.
Tenemos que resolver 2 grandes problemas de este país.
Su voz importa, su acción cuenta.
Transfusión sanguínea, elementos que indican un deterioro evidente del estado de salud.
Somos Noticiero 5 semanal.
Perdió la vida en un heroico intento de proteger a su hermano. El Tribunal de Magistrados de la ciudad de Belice se paralizó. La policía está investigando 2 asesinatos separados.
Tu fuente de información.